Okay, here's what I have to work with, and I'm not going to tell you what I'm making, but we got this big tube right here. Thanks to Big Bob's Carpets Flooring for this piece here, and Georgia Osborne's Georgia Carpet for this right here. You guys really got to check out their $5 bin. They got some decent carpet in there, and it's at $5. I'll take it. We've got some 2x4s. We've got some 2x3s. I'm gonna have to get some 2x8s, maybe little pieces, 55 cents at Menards. Got this big dowel rod right here, and those two big long weather beaten 2x4s that I got from Dad's house. So I'll show you little bits and pieces, but see if you can guess what I'm gonna make. You'll never get it. Here's project one. I'm almost done now, and I know you can't tell what it is yet, but if I take one of these dowel rods, one of these that I flattened out, see, I flattened it out so it would sit in like this, in this hole right here, and then put the other board on top of it. That's right, it's a ladder. Mackenzie wants an old-fashioned ladder to hang her quilts or towels or something on. So I've cut the ends. That's a pretty steep cut there to make it lean against the wall. Cut the ends there to lean against the floor for it so it won't slide. The way I cut these holes out is I took this 1-inch butterfly bit, I cut the original hole, and then I took a hole saw and I cut out the rest of it so that would recess down inside there. So all I have to do is take these screws right here, using these screws with some washers. I wish they was rusty to make it look a little older, but and then I'm going to put some bleached stain on it. I didn't clean this wood up because she wants it old-timey looking. So I had to go out to Dad's house, and where do you find old wood? At your dad's house. So he supplied the 2x4s. I'll show you this when I'm done with it, and I get to start the next one. The next one ought to be pretty neat. Okay, here it is. There's the ladder. And that's just to hold quilts and towels and stuff. 16 inches wide, 12 inches apart on the rungs. I took and flattened all these out. Put the bolts in the sides. Now for the other one, I'm building a cat teeter-totter. And as far as I know, there's no plans for it, so I'm just kind of winging it. This is the base. It's 24 inches square. Then I take, for the risers, what I'm going to call the risers, I'll set them in there like that, where I've already notched that out. It's 4 inches apart. This here will be the teeter-totter part. It's two 2x3s and one 1x3, and it'll sit right here with it'll sit right there with 14-inch boxes on either end. I've got this shelving board that I'm going to use. It's 1/2 inch thick. I'm going to cut it down to 8 inches because I got them for like $1.50 a piece. I will put a piece of plywood on top of there. Then I got a piece of carpet I'll staple and glue to that. This carpet here I'm going to use for the actual teeter-totter part. That carpet there I'll probably use for the boxes, and then on these risers I've got some rope I'm going to tie around them, but I'm not sure how high to cut those yet. So, I mean, I'm feeling my way through it. Here it is at the end of the day one on the teeter-totter build, and so far it's coming just right out. See, teeter-totters, move it up and down, hits the floor on that side, hits the floor on that side. So for a 48-inch run, I've got those boards cut. They go all the way through to the floor at 13 3/4 inches. And I took my drill bit and hollowed out these little holes right here. Pull this out of here. See, I took my drill bit and drilled those out, because I don't have all those fancy tools, and it just sits right down in there. I might have to do it some more, because my plan was to take this circle and put on top of it to hold it in, but I'll have to see how that goes. I don't know if I'm going to do the shelves now or not, because 14 inches, that comes all the way up to here for the box. So either I got to make the box smaller, or, and I've already gone ahead and cut it, cut this tube, and just put some half ones on the ends. See that? And I could angle them up so that they'd have something to lay on in the back. That way, if the fat one jumps off, then the skinny one won't get hurt too bad when he hits the ground. I might end up doing that, because I'll double these up, even though they're pretty thin. I think if I double them up, between that and the carpet, it makes them pretty stiff. So now, I'm glad that part's done. The hard thinking is done anyway. So now we just have to see what I'm going to do with the shelf part of it, but the platform is done. Thank goodness. I know what I can do. I'll surprise you. Parts all covered in carpet and ready to go. Trying to do these corners was fun, but they came out pretty decent. There's the teeter-totter part. There's the other part. I'm not sure what colors I'm going to do I went back to those right there is what I'm going to use for the ends of the teeter-totter. And then I'm going to cut, there's Brody. I'm going to cut this 6 inches wide, and I'll mount it. I think I'm going to wrap that in rope and give them like a scratching thing and wrap these in carpet. But that thing will sit on top of here. It'll actually hold the teeter-totter bolt in. So it'll actually serve a purpose, two purposes. One to clean their claws, and the other one to hold that teeter-totter. So that's where I'm at right now. Not moving very fast. The ladder is all done. The ladder is all done. I had to put four different colors of stain on these rungs to get them the right color, because the 2x4s were aged outside, and I wanted these rungs to look a little sun bleached too, but they wouldn't take the daggone stain. But I put just one coat of poly on there, then leave it a little rustic. I beat it with a chain. You can't really tell. Well, there's a dent right there, but that chain was beating me up just as bad as it was the wood. I put this rubber stuff on the bottoms and on the top to lean against, but all in all, it's not horrible. It's exactly what she wanted, rustic. So now back to this thing. It's been fun. Well, carpeting is not my forte, but I had to try to do this, And actually I did it backwards, but it turned out fine. I've got this on the inside of my C. See that? And on the outside, I put the other color. See that? Now I did it backwards. Now here's what I've learned how to do this. And I know there's going to be people out there just laughing their butts off because of the way I do this, but it works for me. I take my mold and I put my carpet on there. I measure it all out, and then I cut slits out for these right here so I can wrap this around, wrap it around like that, and I'll hot glue that. I'll lay my power grab in strips right here and then hot glue it as I go along until it rolls all the way up. And then I'll let that dry, and then I'll take my other piece, my middle, which I've already measured out, and I'll lay it on top. Now I won't glue the ends down there because I'll need to tuck this in. So when I get this in there, and I've already cut it to fit just exactly where my mold is, believe it or not, and then I'll tuck that end in. I'll pull this right here back and I'll tuck that in and hot glue that, and then I'll snip off all the ends. And that, my friends, is how I also, when I cut these, I cut the corners off to make like a little V in all the corners. That makes it lay down better. I don't have a big bulge underneath. Right here I won't have a big bulge, and that's what worked for me. See how I'll tuck that middle, that inside piece down behind that dark piece. That's how I've made that. So, you know, there's maybe a little help for somebody. It's probably not the way that people do it all the time, but for me, it's what works. Okay, you ready for this? Bam. No, that's not how those cradles will sit. I just wanted to give you an idea. You got a scratching post here. These things will actually, and this thing's going to fall apart because I just have them sitting on here. These things will actually sit like this. So they'll have like a little bed thing to lay in. I've got to carpet those posts right there. I'm going to take and build one more cradle, or cover, I guess, out of this right here. Give them someplace else to hide. Like that. Won't be that big, but that way they'll have another little outlet to hide in. So far, that's what we got. Pretty cool, huh? Well, when I finish the rest of it, I'll let you see it all then, but I don't think it's too awful bad. I got this is the last one that I just did, with the one that I showed you how to get the two carpets together. It didn't come out as well as the first one, but not bad for a rookie. Well, here's the moment that you've all been waiting for. Da 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 da. The first cat teeter-totter. It's all done. Pretty cool, huh? I set these cradles so, and I think I might want to find a way to cover them screws up, but I don't think they'll hurt anything. But I set up these cradles so that when they're down, they're comfortable in it, and when they come up, they don't feel like they're being chucked out of it. See, they're comfortable, and that's all the way down, and they're still comfortable. Pretty good idea, huh? But I got all this all glued together. Got these boards in here. This thing is sturdy as hell. Them cats ain't gonna tear that up. The other thing I added to it was this little tunnel thing right here, so they can go in there and hide. Pretty cool. There's the scratching post, made of 3/8 rope and glue. It's all screwed together. So this is a nice little playground they got here. It's pretty balanced. It's not perfectly balanced, but you know, when you're dealing with stuff that you've never made before, that's not bad. It stays there. Pretty cool, huh? So there's another Christmas done with 8 days to spare this time. Pretty slick. So here's Mackenzie's ladder. Got old-timey look to it. See that? Old-timey look, like it's been setting out in the sun forever. That's exactly what she wanted. That's what she got. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Another Christmas done. Now we're going back to the back porch. So I hope you enjoyed watching this one as much as I really enjoyed making it. What a headache. Oh, it looks like I got one that's a little more cocked than the other. Oh well, the cats will figure it out. Hope they enjoy it. Christmas. It's a cornhole games. I went online, found all the directions, all the rules. But these are a little different. For one, this is what I built for the scoring system. I took a piece of PVC pipe, drilled holes in it, had these little things here for shelves that I painted and put on there. There's the scoring system. But I've centered them up, put handles on them. But the really cool thing is this right here. That is a chalk line. I measured that chalk line 27 feet, which is how far they're supposed to be apart. Put this clip on it here. Drill the hole in so you can just pull it out. Hook it on that ring right there. 27 feet. Guaranteed. 6-inch holes. 12 inches off the ground. So now I've built cornhole games. I didn't get no bags for them, and I didn't finish them yet because I don't know what they want on it. So there you go. Oh, and by the way, yes, I straightened up that one cat bed too. So Merry Christmas.